Alright, since Whitney's back, let's talk. Alright. Originally, the plan was to have your quiz tomorrow, but PSAT is tomorrow. So the freshmen and the sophomores will be taking the PSAT. With it, it's down to you if you want to come. Okay? Obviously, if you're not here, then you're marked absent. But, along with that, you have all the freshmen, all the sophomores are going to be tested, and if you guys can't remember what a testing day is like here, pretty much you're all up there at the front of the school, and all the kids are down here testing. So it's down to your discretion. What you want to do, you can talk it over with your parents. Your choice. But obviously we cannot quiz tomorrow, and then we have Wednesday, which you guys won't be here. It'll be a virtual day. So we will quiz on Thursday. And today, what I want to do is I just want to go over some highlights of some stuff. And once I hit the highlights of some stuff, I'll answer your questions and work through those for you. Now, Wednesday, what we can do is we can get on Teams, and I can answer your questions there also. Okay. Now, is there anybody in here that don't have access to their Microsoft account? Is that really it? Y'all totally gonna catch me off guard. Is that seriously it? Okay. I will get you your info as quickly as possible. So, let's rock and roll. Normally I don't do this. You guys ain't been here forever. Alright, so the first thing that I talked about would be on this quiz is the SI system. You don't remember what the SI system is? It is the International System of Units. With the International System of Units, the big thing is remembering the units. When I'm saying the units, I gave you 7 base units for certain quantities of measurements. You need to memorize those. Those should be in your mind. So if I looked at you and it was like the amount of substance, the SI system for the amount of the SI unit for the amount of substance is the mole. You should have that to memory. You should definitely have the mole to heart, because the mole is very, very important. With it, you should know the other systems. Along with knowing the units, you need to know why it's important. What's the purpose of having the International System of Units? What does it accomplish for us? What does it do? And it's as simple as it keeps us all on the same page. It literally makes it to where scientists all over the world are using the same units. So it doesn't matter what they're coming up with. Those units are the same. It helps keep everything congruent. Alright? Questions? Okay. So We had the SI system. Need to add to this. Merchant conversions. It gave you a list of prefixes at the beginning of the year. All this stuff is like the first stuff you learn. This is way, way, way ago. This was all taught to you in person. So,
good morning, Renegades. I hope you have an awesome Monday. We will return to homeroom in 4th and 5th period to take up computer papers. Everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all.
that was quick. I don't know. Sound like a kid. Okay, so in this, so metric conversions. I gave you the prefixes. You need to have the prefixes to memory. Along with this, I stress my tricks. I told you whenever we went over the stuff what my tricks were. I literally came out and told you what they were. I gave you a heads up to them. You need to have those to memory, okay? Because this is where I start making things tricky. I make it fun. I'll let you know it's coming. It's your responsibility to know it, whether you got it or not. So some big one, the biggest one I can give you, and this one will come up in this class later on, was 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter. That was the big trick. You could show that to kids that's had me in years past, and they would tell you that is one thing I will throw back at you. I am not holding that one back. One thing I'll stress to you is M by itself is meter. M before something gives you milli. That's one that I find kids struggle a lot with. If I just put M by itself, everybody wants to jump and go milli. I will not have prefixes by itself. Remember, if you have a letter by itself, it is a base unit. If I double the letters up, always look at what's to the right. So remember how I did these. I have this space drawn out. And I put the units. Compare the two. When you compare the two together, find what's the same. Whatever is the same as the base unit. So I have PA over here and PA over here. I have PA on both sides. That means PA is the base unit. It's not peta. This is a base unit. Those are pascals. Okay? Questions here? No questions?
So as long as they're the same, it's a base unit?
Yes. Compare the left and right. I cannot stack two prefixes together. It's a big one. Average atomic mass. Then the average atomic mass, the big parts of it was, I had to give you two things. I had to give you the isotopes and the percent abundance. So you know, all these videos are still out there on YouTube, so you guys can hit them up and study. So the isotopes and the percent abundance. The big thing with it was you would take the isotopes and multiply it by the decimal of the percent abundance, which I stress you would divide percent abundance by 100. That's how you get the decimal of the percent abundance. It takes you from a percentage to the decimal, which is what you're looking for and what you're trying to get. Okay? Then you'll take that decimal of the percent abundance, multiply it by the isotope, and you'll add all those together. It's as simple as it is. But this right here is the step that students constantly forget about. I feel okay so far. I don't feel like I got the look of you're going to fail in your eyes yet.
It's coming.
Do you end all these with grams per mole?
You can. Grams per mole or AMUs. I like the grams per mole. That's what I prefer.
We always need them, right?
Units matter. We'll hold off on the big dog for a second. So, subatomic particles. I shouldn't have to stress this a lot with you guys. You guys should already have this and know this, but your subatomic particles, the three of them, you should know proton, neutron, and the electron. When we talk about subatomic particles, you need to know all aspects of the subatomic particles. You need to know their charges. You need to know where they're located. Also with that, you need to know which ones actually add to giving mass to the atom. So which two give the mass to the atom? That is a question. I mean, this is awkward. And you're like not used to this, that you have to answer because I'm looking at you in the face right now.
We don't remember.
That's an answer.
What?
Proton and neutron are the ones that give mass to the atom. The easiest way to remember this is part of this.
So we sit down here because we got some problems with our computers.
Time out. What's your problem?
I don't have Sean Jenkins on there. I've been in the mornings like on my team meeting, I don't have him on there.
That's not a computer thing. That's Deshaun Jenkins thing.
I don't think too many people down there.
Yeah, he's got to add you to his list. Okay. Are you using that?
Yeah, if I can get in, I got all the teachers.
Then check that with him inside next class. What's your problem? That is interesting. What's the last one over here?
It's like hot today. Like I'm suffocating. I don't know what I'm going to ask. Is it on the house? Yeah, it's on Amazon. I think it's 100 of them for $15. Yeah. I have one thing to do. There's a box of like a variety. And there's something. And buy it. Right. I'm gonna get the fucking crack.
You had Zoom on here before?
I can't wait till work. I'm so hungry. Do you think this opera will be the set piece this week? Chapter 3. Is it till tomorrow? I won't be here. Sorry. I think she will. It's I'm not 3 on that class. Oh my God, 2%. Can't burn mine up. 5%. Okay, I did. And now I see. Well, good. Yeah, but I'm not improved. Now, if we do better on that test, this is going right now. Well, it'll help some if we get some right. It still helps, but if you don't get none right. You're bombing. You're just scrambling. I bombed the first treat test last year, and I failed 3 times.
That's what I said.
Every 9 months was a F. Oh my God. And then Mom was like, because we were in the quarantine, like last 3 months, and Mom was like, "Don't you work and get it up?" I was so good. Worksheets that can bring it up. And then if I pass these, I'm like, that's it.
It's like parking.
I already had 3 math classes and just needed this one. I might get y'all both your baggage soon. Yeah, Friday. I wouldn't become out. I hate waiting for that freaking school. Mom tried to make me get Tatum off the bus. That's why I was there because Matt was working there. That's where she gets off the bus. This is awful. Like, I moved there because I'm not going to go home until hallway back to school yet. So I'm there at 3 and then I'll get out to like 3:05. Then you can never get out because you just sit there. I'm like, you can go. Yeah, they're back in middle school though, aren't they? Well, I would not go early to be a team leader because how old is he now?
Go to practice. I want to go.
Okay,
10.
go around, report to y'all.
Before we did the battle.
And Kenzie too, she was back.
She'll be 13. Yeah.
I hate to
That's insane. I was 14 this year. I don't know the age, I turned 7. No, she don't. Yes, in March.
Get them like,
7 years old. Going into 7th grade. Oh my God. It feels like she was just like 3 years old last year. It feels like me, you, Taylor, and Josie. The running around. Yeah. And then KMP turns 5 in August. Oh my God. He's just a real baby.
you know what's worse? So, airborne thing. We had to walk underneath the fat finger.
What you can do,
Yeah. We had to go, we had to like, I was just struggling enough to fall over. I hated it. And then you have the people when it started pouring sugar, slide people in the puddle.
My baby stop playing. I would work at somebody if I knew the difference in bread and cheese. I don't.
all right, so back in
I said,
easiest way to remember this, knowing the difference. Atomic number, mass number. What did atomic number deal with?
You say it again.
Atomic number, mass number. What does the atomic number deal with? Number of protons. If you change the atomic number, so if we change the number of protons, have you changed the element? Yes, big time. Mass number deals with what? And number of protons and number of neutrons. This is where the mass comes from. It comes from the protons and the neutrons. Yes, the electron has mass, but it's so much smaller compared to the proton and the neutron, we just ignore it.
Can you do examples of the leaf on this?
Sure. Here's phosphorus. What's the atomic number of phosphorus? 15. Coming off the periodic table, if somebody asked you for the mass number, you'd have to technically give them the average atomic mass, but the mass number would be 30.97. But in reality, that's the average atomic mass, because the mass number really depends on the isotope. So like carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. If you change the mass number, do you change the element? No. Only if the atomic number is changed do you change the element. We can change the mass number all day. The thing that changes is the stability of that atom. That's why you get like carbon 12, stable. Carbon 13, stable. Carbon 14, not stable. Carbon 14 is what we use in carbon dating. Because of its instability, it will actually break down. It would decompose into other elements. Change the atomic number, change the element. Change the mass number, do not change the element. You change to an isotope. Different isotopes. You need to know the charges, the subatomics, where they're located. Is there any other questions of the subatomic particles? We have parts of the periodic table.
Aidan Lester, report to the office. Aidan Lester.
So in this, when you're dealing with parts of the periodic table, what I'm talking about there is pretty much knowing where the atomic number is, chemical symbol, and mass numbers. Any questions there? I take it back on Wednesday. I may do a video. I gotta get some observation hours for my grad classes, so I probably won't be in class. But if you have a question, send it to me and I can answer it. And now the part that I think everybody's been waiting for, and is the part where I think I'm gonna get the looks of, oh no, I'm going to fail. The big dog. The one that's so important, I stress it 1,001 times, you have to know it. All mole concepts. Within this, when we're talking about the mole concepts, this is what I'm talking about. You need to be able to go from mass of substance to mole of substance. You need to be able to go from mole of substance to mass of substance. You need to be able to go from mole substance to particles, molecules, formula units, and atoms of substance. And you need to be able to go from particles, molecules, formula units, and atoms of a substance to a mole of a substance. You need to go from a mole of substance to a volume of substance. And you need to be able to go from volume of substance to mole of substance. And here's the really fun part. The associative property of mathematics apply here. You need to go from the mass of substance to a mole of substance. But if you can go to a mole of substance, that means you can go to particles, molecules, formula units, atoms of substance. If you can go to a mole of substance, it also means you can go to a volume of substance. I can start you at any one of these points And you have to be able to digress through to get to where I'm asking you to get to. To do that, there were some really big, huge pieces of information. First one dealt whenever you're trying to go from moles to atoms, formula units, molecules, and particles. That was Avogadro's number. Capital N, subcapital A. 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, these units. So particles, molecules, atoms, formula units. You need to know that capital N, capital sub A is Avogadro's number. This is not equal to sodium. This is not the abbreviation for Avogadro's number. This is the proper abbreviation for Avogadro's number. It's an important number from mole of substance to the volume of a substance. The 2.4 liters of that substance per mole. Per 1 mole, same thing here. There was a key here whenever we dealt with volumes. Since you are not in AP chemistry, I told you it had to be, I would tell you, at STP. If I give you a number for temperature or pressure and it deals with volume, you're not at standard temperature and pressure. I will put in the question at standard temperature and pressure. If I give you numbers for it, it's a dead giveaway that it is not at standard temperature and pressure. That's everything that you're looking as fair game on your first quiz. Now it's Thursday. Question.
Can we have our notes during it?
What is it?
Can we have our notes during it?
No.
How?
I'll give you all house keys.
Group A is released to report second period this time.
Okay, isn't doing any further. Alright, let's do it this way. So, Thomas, you will see some mole conversions. Sonny, you wanted some metric conversions, right?
Yeah.
Anything else anybody's got a question on?
All of it. Everything. Yeah.
I kind of covered everything.
Even too deep.
Do what?
Can we do a call so I can ask questions?
I don't care. Can we do it not on school time? Like, if you got stuff to do?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do it later in the evening.
I have to study. So I'll be on.
I'll tell you what. I'll do that. Y'all need to make sure you have access to the teams, though, okay? Because I've set that all up. Everybody should have access. I know you don't have your login information. I'll get that for you soon.
I'm warning you, my password is like 30 characters. So.
Well, that ain't my problem. I can go to Miss Stable and get it, so she'll be the one to write it down for me.
Well, last time I got written down. So.
Very nice. I will do that. I'll send you guys a message and remind to let you know the time. We'll do a Teams meeting, okay?
Group B is released to report second period this time.
Just watching the back.
Got dressed again.
Where it says like the L.
Yeah.
I never understood how, like, and it said, like, the range is 0 to 2.
The N had to be at least 3. N had to be 3. N has to be 3. it's gonna go 0 to 2, because if n's 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. So it'll be 0, 1, and 2.
Yeah, but how did you get from like 65?
Those are just numbers. Like, I'm asking you to determine, can that exist? So then you have to know the rules to it. So L is 5. Can N be 5? Because if N was 5, the greatest L could be is 4.
But how does it go from like, since the range is 0 to 2?
That's just the rules of it.